Thank you for joining us today as you take this new step to your brand new life, experiencing what it is to go indie. Welcome and join us for this great journey.
This is Jin Okubo here. Welcome to GoIndieNow International. It's been a run. It has been a run. Last year was a great run. We had some great content from great creators. They charge you like full price, and they just kept coming, right? And you had to cancel by paper because there was no internet, right, at that time. Like, I still remember the very first CD that I ordered from them was Metallica. And the second one was AC/DC Back in Black. And then right after that, it was Pearl Jam, and I was off. I was completely off. I was in a country town, basically listening to heavy metal music and hardcore music. And I think I even had some Whitesnake and stuff like that with me. And it was strange because I'm in cowboy boots, I'm in a button shirt and jeans, and I'm listening to heavy metal. So
when you live in a country town, man, it's all weird there, like long hair and earrings or something. If you had, I don't know. But yeah.
Oh yeah. So basically, when you look at your hometown and where you are now,
oh God,
no. You've traveled and you've played your music, and from a childhood to now, are you still living in the same town?
Unfortunately, yes. I'm living in Athens, in the center, in a suburb, a little bit, but it's not good, man. It's Greece is not good for heavy metal and stuff. It doesn't support this kind of music. It doesn't have many places to go and to gig or something, and they don't pay that much attention as they pay that much attention in the US or in the UK or in every other country. It's a country that it's famous for its ethnic music, bouzouki kind of stuff, and Greek speaking music. So we're not into this kind of stuff a lot. So I'm not that fond of Greece in that matter, I don't like that at all.
Have you ever thought about basically doing a mix or a fusion of that traditional music into your band?
No way, sir.
Chloe, you're gonna have a very hard question right now. I'm sorry, but it's just the way the cards were dealt for you. Hardships that must be overcome by authors not based in the American market, trying to get a foothold within that market itself.
I mean, you already touched on the time scale difference. So,
Yes.
Getting involved in events and things, there can be issues around that. But I've, found solutions where I can.
Let me tweak the question a little bit then right there. With the vast flood of indie books out there, and as we know, finding a good one is great. Finding a brilliant one is even better. But there are a lot of people who have flooded the market with the real quick, Kindle books just to try to turn that extra penny. What's the hardship in getting yourself seen in that?
That's it. It's getting mine seen, getting people to give my books a chance. You read advice to put it for free, so you set it for free, and then people say don't put it for free. People disregard, la la la. So what I tend to do now is I've got the first book in the series set at permanent 99p or 99c for you guys, and then I'll give copies away as competition results, but I don't have it just as a perma freebie, because I want people to have some value when they take a book of mine. They'll value it. To be honest, I've had to give up worrying about it, because it just become paralyzing for me. If I stopped and worried about, getting enough news releases done, getting enough social media done, it was absorbing all my time and all my energy. So I decided not to. I now concentrate on doing what I love, which is the actual writing and the chatting with people on, things like this, the online games, things like that. Might mean I'm never going to have a bestseller. I'm not going to be on a bestseller list, but it does mean I'm getting some really lovely reviews. My first book has got 32 reviews in the UK, which isn't a huge amount, but they're good, solid reviews, and that's what's important to me. And I've made really amazing friends, and I couldn't imagine my life without those friends in it now, which for somebody who was very anti-social media 10 years ago, to, really class some of my Facebook friends as proper friends, and they really are from all around the world for me. That's as much goodness as I want out of it.
Thank you very much, Karina. And very quickly, which is the book that you're going to be releasing soon?
The book I'm releasing soon is under the branding of Eclectic Books, which is run by Paul White. It's published by myself, and what I've done is I've actually collaborated with another author, and we've written a book together, but she's done hers with a clean romance, and I've done mine with erotica. Now, it's a dystopian, so I'm actually delving into two new genres that I've never done before, dystopian and erotica. And I'm absolutely thrilled with the results. I can't wait to see if my readers like it. I'm a little bit worried because I write fantasy. They know me as a MC author, maybe a bit of violence in the books, but we're talking erotica. And I may even lose readers because of it, but I want to have a go at it, and I really enjoyed writing it, and I want to carry on doing this genre as well within different subgenres. So Toxic is coming out on the 20th of April, 2019.
That's a beautiful name, Toxic. Especially if it's going to have erotica in it. That's actually a very beautiful name there. Fair enough. All right. When someone puts on a character, there's two characters, one that feels alive and you can actually connect to, and one that's just deadpans onto the page and you can't feel that they're alive, they're just there, right? How did you bring your character to life?
I'd say for me it's mostly through dialogue and reactions. But I think you can get an awful lot of a feel for somebody by how they speak as much as what they say, in there possibly a few sort of local sayings or something that's slightly quirky that other people maybe wouldn't say or wouldn't express it in that way will kind of bring that person through as a more full character.
Okay, what about you, Kelly?
No, I agree with that completely. I mean, it's what the character says, it's what the character does, and it's got to remain true to themselves. So you can put a character in a situation, and if you try and force them to go away, but they wouldn't really, and you feel that they rebel, then it feels like that character's more rounded and fleshed out, and you think, oh well, they won't actually react that way, they'll do this instead. I mean, for Nana, her introduction in the series is basically she's walking through her backyard carrying a broom above her head as if she's a stereotypical witch, and she's chasing a cat round the yard just because it's annoyed her, and that's Nana.
Good. No, of course, we perform our art, and some of us do this for a very long time. When I was young, I made short videos, and I played some music, and I did some short story writing when I was very young as a hobby, but I didn't become an artist until I was an older person. How long have you been an artist? How many years have you pursued your passion?
I'm painting start is almost 45 years ago. Painting now style painting is 40 years ago. My teacher is Ananka Pro,
Okay.
or John Bordessari.
Okay.
He's teaching what is your starting point. another process. What is your starting point? My family is a farmer because land makes the land makes the rice or なんつうんだろう。ベジタブル。
日本語大丈夫か。ジャパニーズ OK。
野菜作ったりしてたから、それで land is a map。
OK。
それで now is a map painting。
So your family works with land, has farms, grows vegetables, and you grow rice. So your family is connected to the land.
Yes.
So that is your inspiration for the arts, but that is how long you've been doing art.
Yes.
Oh wow, 45 years.
Yes.
I'm 42. Before I was born. Wow.
Long.
Before she was born, she's younger than me.
The writer knows when they've reached their conclusion. They know when they've reached that arc ending. Let me just tack on one more question here, just because it just popped into my head, and I know you're gonna answer this the best way possible because you have a lot more experience with trilogies than I do, and with story arcs across multiple books, which is how should a writer know, or a beginning writer know, that they're trying to force 2 books out of 1?
Well, right, you know, they like you say, some plots, some go by the seat of their pants. If they go by the seat of the pants, they start and they let it flow, and it goes where it goes. When you're plotting, that's when you know whether you're going to have another book or not. When you're plotting, you plot for your second sequel.
Well, let me expand on the question even more, because we're talking about people who write on the seat of their pants and just go with the flow, people who plot. But when I first started writing, and pretty much probably when you started writing as well, there are the people who are in the business who say, just write as many books as you can. The more books you have, the bigger imprint you have. And I agree with you completely. You write what you want to write, and you write as much as you want to write, because
exactly. Never force yourself.
But there's the people who are coming into the industry now, and they hear that, and they're like, well, I had this book, I better make it a sequel. Not it needs to be a sequel, not I'm writing a sequel. It's like, I better make it a sequel. So they plotted it out, and now they're trying to force storylines into it. How do you tell them, you're forcing this, don't force it? Or
that's new, that book's finished, it's done, dusted. Push it aside, start something new.
This year is going to be another one, I think. And as episode 1 here, I decided to get myself involved a little bit more, because I've had a big year as well. And what do I mean by that? Let me go ahead and bring you up to date into what I've been doing. So, I used to have a beard. Might grow it back. I went through a huge ups and huge downs last year. And that's the part of being an indie creator. That's the part about being there to make your dream come true. You have to put up with a lot of different things. You have to do a lot more things that you're going to have to push hard on and push up and down on. And the biggest success that I've had is right here with The Line. This movie is a full feature, and I had a great cast. Here's some pictures of them. I had Chris Clancy playing my lead, and his wife Kyoko playing a B cast character, right? So this film, in creating it, was just an amazing experience. Working with a full diverse cast was an amazing thing to do, and working with a sound composer who's based out of Brazil, this film has international written all over it, right? And that's the hard part about where I am. I'm in Japan, and being in Japan, it's really hard to find actors that are willing to work at my budget level, right?
From a indie movie maker, I know that a lot of stuff has to be, a lot of companies take the knee towards for the profits, and that's where I'm free as an indie creator because these are my projects. I pay for them. I'm going to be applying for funding. There'll be a couple of fundraisers out there where people can get their sponsorship in, but I hold the reins.
It's over.
What do you mean, is it over? I wanted to build a life with you.
There's nothing more to say.
Hold still. I am feeding.
And no, I'm not apologetic, and I don't bend the knee for my art. And yeah, it costs me a lot. And I see myself as who I am, and I'm not going to stand for anything fake. And that's what it is about being an indie creator. You're following your dream, and you're not going to invalidate it for other people. I've had a great year so far. It's been more than I could have expected. And my film being in the movie theater was a great thing. I'm moving the ladder up. And this year, I do have a TV pilot that's an hour-and-a-half pilot that I'm going to be filming. And I'm going to be going to an international film festival kind of thing where I will be trying to sell it for international distribution. And I have other things lined up in the pipeline, and it's great. And I think I get most of my inspiration from the classic filmmakers. Hitchcock. I get them from Clive Barker and the way his attempt to make movies. Spielberg's early career, not what he's become now. George Lucas's early career, not what he's become now. And what I mean by that is there's a lot of great film producers and creators out there, but many of them, for the sake of the almighty dollar, or to fit in, have changed a lot. And it saddens me, but it also gives me hope because that has opened the door for creators like me, who are, in my opinion, more visceral, more raw in our creative process. And being based internationally, I have to strive harder to see my dream come true. I don't have access to studios out. I don't have access. When I go film, I need to if I'm going to film a house scene, I gotta find someone who has a house that's willing to let me go film in their house, right? Then I got to figure out how much it's going to cost so I can pay them to film in their house, right? Then I have to figure out all the rights and contract work and everything and insurance. And yeah, it's what we do, right? And when I go film on the road or the street, I have to go to the police station and make sure I have to do all this. I don't have any staff under me. Like many of us out here who are indie creators, we don't have any staff for us. Anyways, I don't want to lag on with this video. There will be a trailer for my film after this. Please stay tuned and find me at Amazon Prime Videos, right? Find me on YouTube. Find me on BitChute. I'm not so active on Twitter because of it's just so divisive. I am on it, but I'm not so active. Yeah, find me around and look at your indie film creators, right? Look at your indie writers. You know, it's like School of Rock, right? Where Jack Black's band is like, we're never going to be sellouts, but at the end of the day, they end up being sellouts. That's what indie creators, I think, we strive to try to find the balance in, where keep our art alive, make it our way. But when we get a chance to sell a project, we have to learn to let go of that project so that we can keep ourselves intact. And that's hard to do. That is really hard to do. So please enjoy the trailer to my film.
No, silly.
I don't have time for your pleasantries. You're either on the ball or you're not. What I need you to do is take me to see the bodies.
And this year, I hope this year is going to be different. We have a lot of stuff planned this year, and it's going to be one of those years, right?
Hello everyone, my name is Jin Okubo, president of Jin Okubo Films. I'm here not to talk to you about fantasy films or anything as such. I'm here to talk to you about a great injustice that's happening throughout Japan to foreigners and foreign nationals. What's been happening here has been happening to this man who lives in this house. He has been struggling for 3 years to see his child. He has not seen her except by pictures and screenshots. He just wants to spend time with his daughter.
And this is episode 1 of GoIndieNow International. Getting out here, making things happen, finding those artists that are not based in the US.
People are suffering. People are dying. You will be responsible for mass extinction.
Toxic alien zombie babes from outer space. Imagine you look into the bright blue sky and you see a UFO. What would you do? Unstoppable, indestructible, and insatiable! Forget murder hornets, forget 5G towers, forget the pandemic!
All that's left of my suburb now is rubble and burnt out bodies.
The film that dares to explore close encounters, the seventh kind. It's a ball buster! Ooh!
Finding those artists for you that want to share their story, what they like, what their genre's about, or what they feel about current works, or what they're reading now. What are their hobbies? Maybe they'll teach us a recipe. Maybe they'll teach us something else. Who knows? Stay tuned, and remember, it's always time to go indie now.